It's time to fire it up.
Why you gotta make me feel inferior? Because I'm on the grill, B.
From the chow.
Food for action.
To the gear.
It's 122,000 BTUs of charred boiling power.
To the drinks.
Drink some beers.
These guys have you covered.
We're just kicking back out here, just having a barbecue.
This is the Grilling Guide.
Good morning and welcome. You listen to Grilling Guys on the Grilling Guys Talk Network. It's the weekend, the holiday weekend, our Independence Day, and hope you had enjoyed some fireworks last night. And this is a big barbecue weekend, and Barbecue Bob and I are here to help you through it. As you can tell, I got a little frog in my voice. I got one of those summer colds that just settles deep in your chest, and every morning you get up and struggle for the first half hour, and I'm right on the tail end of it. But I'm Jop, and he's Barbecue Bob. What's cooking, baby?
I bet you've been hanging out with Peppy the Frog.
Oh, man, something. It's tough.
Hey, good morning, welcome, good afternoon, whatever time it is in your zone. Thanks for joining us. Yes, still the smokiest radio show in the world.
Yeah.
15 years and running. And we're happy you're listening, whether it's on podcast or an affiliate station or on the Jethro Network. We've got you over in Lansing on WJIM, up in Big Rapids on WBRN. And I was there last week. I went up to the hunting property and listened to BRN when I'm up there. So how fun is that? I took some, my buddy, I have a little fun story here. My buddy is just... He's a wheeler dealer. He's my pilot buddy. He's got a runway at his backyard, and this guy, he's always finagling. And so he got a bunch of these SIPS panels. He's building a hangar. I think he's got 3 planes now, but he'll be building more hangars. But he's got these SIPS panels with OSB on them. Have you ever worked with those?
No idea what you're talking about.
The SIPS panel is a building product that is 6 inches of condensed styrofoam, and it's got plywood on each side.
Okay. Preformed, yeah.
Yeah, so they actually build whole buildings with these. They're very cool. Well, he's got a bunch of them, and he wants to get rid of some, so I made him wheel and deal. And I got a bunch of them, and I brought them up to our hunting property up north in Hawkins, because I'm going to build a little cabin out of SIPS panels that were an incredible deal. So I had a day, and he helped me pick through them. I picked all I needed, and I mean, I'm going to get some help, and like in a matter of hours, I will have a place to sleep up there, so I won't be in a tent anymore. It's thrilling news.
Finally.
Thrilling.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my property. I got to be careful how much money I sink into it.
Sure.
And
well, you could talk to the owner. He might like that cabin, too.
He's Dutch.
Yeah, well, he doesn't come up because he doesn't like to sleep
He's
in a tent.
Dutch, yeah.
Right.
No, he comes up.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful arrangement. But anyway, that's a weird little aside.
Yep.
I thought you had worked with SIPs before.
No.
Because you were kind of a builder for a little while.
No, I never worked with those.
Okay.
So, but anyway, but what I am working on is later today, I've got a big old barbecue, and you are helping me get ready for that because this particular, it's a 4th of July celebration over on the lakeshore, and they want 600 chicken wings.
Yeah, that one we talked about last week.
600?
Yep. 600 chicken wings he wants me to bring, plus a bunch of brisket and pulled pork and buffalo chicken dip and all the...
Buffalo chips, I think, is what I heard him say.
Yeah.
Didn't you? Conrad, I saw you on social media, and you're looking svelte, man.
Thanks, brother.
You must be slimming right down.
We're trying.
Yeah.
We're trying.
Yeah.
Gosh, you were standing there with some other handsome fella, and I'm like, holy cow, he's like the shrinking man.
Oh, well, what do I say?
It's paying off.
There you go. You look good yourself. And how's Meat Boy doing over there?
Well, I'm doing fine, but would you want to talk about how to cook 600 wings, or would you rather talk about
I thought
how
we did
skinny...
that last week.
I
Okay.
don't think
I
so.
want to hear
right.
about how to cook 600 wings.
Right. Well, the cooking part
One
isn't
at
hard.
a time?
The cooking part really isn't hard. I mean, you season them up, and we're going to put them on that big trailer smoker that we have and smoke them down. But what it is I think the kind of linchpin of the whole deal is I've got to get them cooked because I got to be over there at 4 o'clock to get set up, and they want to start eating at 5.
Okay, time out. When he says linchpin, I start clenching up because I know something bad is coming.
Well, what we've got to do is we've got to cook them, and we've got to keep them hot and stable so that they They don't get full of bacteria after we cook them. And then what I'm going to do when I get over there is I'm going to take them out 30, 40 at a time, roll them in some sauce, and throw them in a convection of them, and heat them back up, but get that sauce tacky.
Well, let's
right?
just pray that I don't get a tornado.
Why?
Because that's what happened last time I cooked for you.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I got locked in for 3 days?
Yeah, but it's a big timing thing, too, because
Yeah.
I've got a lot of other food to prepare, and then I got to drive out to Bob's house because he's got our big smoker out there.
We'll
pick up hot wings
yeah.
and then leave from there and go out to my gig.
I think we'll figure out a better logistics for you there. We'll help you out.
I remember growing up with my uncle at the German Club in Jackson, Michigan, where I grew up, and they had this. They put all their chicken on these big grates that were 3 feet long, 3 by 5 feet, and they were
and
huge.
they flip them.
And they flip them.
That's what the Boy Scout fundraisers, Catholics, all these people have those chicken grill setups.
Wow,
they're huge around the country.
And they clamp them together so there's a grate on each side, and then you can just flip them over.
Some use chicken wire. Some there's all kinds of. Some will have a grate, and then they'll put chicken wire over it. And I don't like the chicken wire.
Is it easier? Is that why they do it that way?
Well, if you're strong enough, it takes 2 men.
Yeah.
You've got a bunch of chicken and coordination.
So it's not necessarily easier, but it's quicker.
It's a cheap setup.
Because if you had, and usually they're not whole chickens, they're like leg quarters. Right. So there'll be 70 of them on there because they're feeding a huge bunch of people. If you had to reach and flip 70 of them, it'd take you a long time. They flip the grate over, it's all done, all 70 at one time.
And it's a cheap setup. You can make one of those trailers, just weld some steel into a rectangle. You can weld some expanded metal frames and put a couple handles on it. It's cheap. It's easy.
Yeah. I was
it's
just curious.
like me, cheap and easy.
Just curious.
Yeah, but no, those are you see those all over the place in lots of churches and big.
And sometimes you get good chicken off them.
Right.
Sometimes you just get chicken.
My buddy Mark Greaves does that for he's a guy we went to church with, and he's got.
But he
it
was
set up
actually
like
a
that.
catering guy for a while,
right?
So
but he's
he
got
knows
a setup
what he's
like
doing.
that.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
I've seen him do that before too. He's the only guy I know that really has one of his own, and that's a big outfit.
That's a piece of equipment you don't want to have.
Right. Yeah. You're cooking for a lot of people.
Because you're always going to be in demand.
I haven't seen that in a long time. So
yeah, you usually see them in front of churches.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's Boy Scouts, and we used to do it at the Methodist Church for the Boy Scouts. That's why I'm probably stuck on that paradigm. But it is a cool way to do chicken, and it's better than just doing one leg at a time.
Right. Well, if you got a group to feed, it's the only way to do it.
Conrad, I think he's heading over by your house for that gig, and I have to maybe help him deliver it. How many wings do you suppose I could eat on the way to your house?
I think it could be.
I'm saying 20. I'm good for 20. Yeah. Because I fast until 10 every morning, so I just won't eat till then. And
you know what bothers me?
I'll be gnawing on that bone.
It bothers me that they call boneless chicken wings chicken wings. In other words, I eat traditional wings, an actual wing.
Right.
I don't want to eat
a nugget.
Well, it's not even the wing. It's
not.
like a piece of thigh or something, which is good. I did a bunch of thighs this week, and it's good.
Do you ever do boneless like that? Do you ever?
I always do boneless thighs. I got them at Sobe. I got a whole bag of them because I got a bunch of people. My kids are all home, and we got grandkids everywhere.
But as far as wings, I don't call anything but a traditional wing a wing.
Yeah,
it's a nugget.
Because I think it's in the 10 Commandments. Actually.
Yeah, right. But anyway, so I'm going to put all those wings. I'm asking an opinion now. I'm thinking barbecue sauce, which is a little sweet, some regular buffalo sauce, and some garlic parm. Am I missing one? I don't really have anything hot or heat there.
That's
you think
what I
should
heard.
have? You think I should have one?
I'd have some.
Yes,
Sure.
absolutely.
Right. And what would you use?
Garlic parm I drop and then add.
I would do buffalo wings for one. I mean, you'd be missing the home run.
Well, that's what I said. I got buffalo, but
you
it's
have
got
buffalo.
a little spice to it. But yeah, I'm just against the red clear sauce. I mean,
so you're doing tell me again, buffalo parmesan,
barbecue and parmesan.
Great.
Yeah,
that's
all
wonderful.
Right. Well, coming up next, we're going to switch from chicken wings to pizza. You listen to Grilling Guys. Stick with us. We'll be back.
With the grilling guys coming at you like a pit bull. We smoke butt, and it's a mittful. Backyard masters, barbecue blasters. Nobody smokes a T-bone faster. So when you see the grilling guy rig, hit the brakes. It's gonna be big. Stick around and put down.
Hi, this is Andy Havemeyer, operating owner of Wealthy Street Bakery, where we're more than just pastries. Open from 6:30 to 9 Monday through Saturday and 8 to 3 on Sundays. You can enjoy a fresh pastry in the morning, a hearty sandwich for lunch, or a delicious brick oven pizza for dinner. Whether you're into coffee and tea, beer or wine, our drink menu is sure to have something for everyone. We hope to see you soon. Don't forget to check out our sister location, Hall Street Bakery, on the corner of Hall and Fuller. Check out our menus online at wealthystreetbakery.com and also at hallstreetbakery.com.
Got to feed that boy.
You are getting your man card pulled.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Grillin' Guys.
Now you're a man, now you're a man.
Welcome back. You listen to Grilling Guys on the Grilling Guys Talk Network. We were talking a little bit about the big barbecue I've got going on later today. And
Squirrel.
during the break, we were talking logistics, and it takes more than one conversation to get 600 chicken wings done at the same time and hot out to the gig. So we're working on that. But
I'm just trying to think of how many I can eat. That's really I'm so focused on how many I can eat.
I'm pretty sure that you can have all you want.
You might want to buy some extra.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I hope you brought me extra.
Right. Well, here's the deal. You can bet your tail I'm not going to count them when I pick them up for you. So
it's just like a catering gig.
Right, yeah, right. So we'll be okay. I know what I'm bringing. I don't know what I'm taking away.
Oh, boy.
That's the way it works.
Too funny.
But
so,
anyway.
we were talking about pizza, and I wanted to mention Garrett's Appliance. I don't know if they still have this. You should go check it out. But they sell a pizza crust.
Yep.
That's in a bag.
Yep.
I don't know if
Still got it.
Do they still have it?
Yep.
Have you ever used it?
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Right. That's why you use it. 'Cause it's so easy.
Yeah. And I always, people seem to like my pizza crust. I never like it. I'm never happy with it. But when I use that, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, and it's pizza crust for dummies. And I don't mean that in a bad way,
why I like
because
it.
It's just you add water and it turns into to pizza crust, right?
Shoot, I bet you
everything's in there.
I bet you Conrad could use that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have to make his wife make it.
Hey.
Yeah. So, but the dough is a big thing. You know that I've got my buddy John Hahn, who owns Hahn Bakery up in Greenville, and he pre-makes
such
they're
a
kind of like
name
flatbread.
dropper.
It's kind of like flatbread.
Yeah.
But those work really
They
good
are.
for pizzas.
Some people call them loads.
Yeah, right.
Chef Schultz used to call them loads.
Right.
I do believe that Gordon's makes those as well.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But
and they're actually made by Arnie's, so you can go right to Arnie's and get them.
yeah, so it's a pre-made crust that's par baked, I think is what they call it, so that you can just finish it off on your pizza oven. But
Exactly.
yeah, so
And that's smart if you have a big crowd or if you're letting kids build their own pizzas.
Right.
You don't want to be handling dough a bunch of times.
right.
Unless you're, one of those twirling guys that's really good at it. but
Right.
I'm not.
So the first thing before we get into how to make the pizza is to get the right oven. And there are several on the market. Mine came from Garrett's. It's a company called Gosney.
That seems to be the one everybody talks about.
Yeah, it's restaurant quality, but it's convenient for your home. It's portable. They've got them bigger. They've got ones that are installed too. But
Now, Brad said he has those in stock.
he does.
Yeah.
he does. They're right on the floor. You can go in there and see them.
I wonder if they ever demo on those down there so you could actually try one out.
Sure.
Or should people just come to your house?
Well, yeah, there we go. Come on over. We're having a pizza party.
I didn't get an invite yet. Did you,
Right.
Conrad? I hear about all these parties, but it's usually the day after.
Yeah, it's.
Can you help me clean
It's
up
all
my
about the
backyard?
guest quality, not the quantity. I think that's where we're at with that.
Everybody jump in the pool.
Squirrel!
But anyway, Gosney makes 3 or 4 sizes of these things, just like every company makes their products.
Nice.
But it heats the stone, and then there's ambient heat in the little oven, and it cooks from the bottom and the top, and they're super efficient.
But they're super fast too.
Right, yeah,
As pizza ovens very often are 90 seconds.
Right. Yep.
When you watch
exactly right.
these guys on the travel channels, or you're over in Italy or
Right.
whatever, they're just turning the thing nonstop.
Right.
With a great big spade.
Yep, and you got to have
Spit,
one of those
whatever you
too.
call
Really,
it.
there's one that slides it in the oven, then there's a littler one that you turn it with, and you have to turn it because the flame is in the back of these little ovens, and it'll get burned on the back before the front gets done, which is why you're spinning it around. but it makes fabulous pizza.
I could go for some pizza right now.
Yeah, and they're super easy to do. Now, I would tell you that I've learned a couple things in doing it, in that the meat always needs to be pre-cooked unless you're using pepperoni. But any raw meat, if you're putting chicken or sausage or bacon or anything on
Seriously?
there, it needs to be pre-cooked because they're not in. You're going to burn the dough in
Trying to
there
cook the meat.
before you can cook bacon in 90 seconds.
I know. I agree.
Right. So the meat's cooked, and then the vegetables, I put those in there, and before I put the cheese on, and I'll pull it out. And it's just my method. I'll pull it out 30 seconds before I think it's done, and throw the cheese on.
You want those veggies to cook a little better?
I do. They're if I bury them in cheese at front, they don't.
Of course, another thing you could do. You're
I like
usually
them.
doing peppers and onions,
right? Yeah.
Another thing you could do is sort of lightly saute those real quick.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that would get you over that little hump too.
Mushrooms are fine, but the peppers and onions are still a little crunchy.
And
if you're okay with that,
mushrooms,
I am.
I like them sauteed a little in butter anyway before I put them on.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Well, so how do you build a pizza is kind of the question we have here is, people have some different methods to do it. But like if you're doing it on a grill, I've seen where they actually put the crust down, put the cheese down, and then lay the pepperonis on top, and then they're done. I saw one guy do it totally upside down in a skillet, and he put the pepperonis in, then the peppers in, then the cheese in, and then put the dough on top and put it in the oven. And God, it turned out beautiful.
No sauce?
Well, yeah, he did sauce too, probably.
Okay.
But I'm just saying it was totally upside down in cast iron.
So you can just flip it over when you're done?
Yeah, and when he flipped it, I mean, it was gorgeous.
Well, you better have well-seasoned cast.
I would imagine.
Because you don't want that stuff to stick.
I would imagine.
Yeah. Interesting.
It was cool.
Yep.
I'm just saying there's a few ways to skin that cat, and I'm just curious how
if
other people do it.
If you are using a grill, generally you want either a piece of cast or a stone.
I like a stone.
Yep.
And again, your idea of the partially baked preloads is good, but if you're using a stone, you don't necessarily have to do that because you're going to put your stone on your grill and let that grill just rip and get that stone nice and hot. Then put your ground corn, what do you call it? Cornmeal on it, if you want.
That's just to keep it from sticking.
It is. And then put your crust down or your whole entirely built pizza. And you have that on a spit or a spade. What do they call it? Pizza spade?
I think there's a peel. It's a pizza peel. Yeah, peel, P-E-E-L.
So you put your pizza on the peel and slide it onto that stone.
Right.
First time I did it, I built the pizza on a stone and set it on the grill.
Yeah, that didn't work real good.
No.
Yeah, burned right to the stone.
My wife loved it because she loves doughy crust.
Right. Yeah.
Me, I want it crispy.
Right. So you got to, and the thinner the better for me too. I'm not a big doughy pizza
now,
guy.
Conrad lives by the greatest pizza shop in the world, Furcanos.
Oh, yeah. Grand Haven?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's got to be delivery to your house, isn't it?
No, they don't deliver. And
that's right.
Clover Bar is the place my wife prefers. She grew up in Grand Haven.
Well, she
That's
just
her
went
favorite.
down a notch. So.
Oh, stop it.
Furcanos has almost paper thin
my
crust
gosh.
on their pizzas. It's really good.
And they have one in Grand Rapids as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a chance, it's up on Alpine. It's in an old Red Hot's Inn or something like that, and that place is hopping.
Yep.
That place is hopping, and that's a fantastic family market. I think they actually even make spaghetti sauce or marinara.
My favorite is the EBA, everything but anchovies. I tried the everything.
You don't like anchovies?
Oh, they're a little too fishy for me on my pizza.
You don't like them in your Caesar's dressing either?
No.
You get it. They put them in. You can't tell.
Yeah. Right.
If they're not crappy, if they're a good anchovy, they're great.
Coming up next, Bob's saying something about on the grill, in the smoker, or in your oven. Those are ways to cook. So we're grilling guys, and we're gonna talk about that. So stick with us. We'll be back.
If you're feeling hungry and you want something to eat, make yourself a list and head on down to Sobey Meats, where our staff is always friendly and they all know our creed. Come on down to Sobey's and let us meet your needs. We have kielbasa, kapusta, chicken, pork, and beef, seafood and hot sticks, a snack that can't be beat. dairy and deli, groceries, beer and wine. And once you shop at Sobeys, you'll shop there all the time.
Hi, this is Tim Sobey from Sobey Meats. Please stop by to see Teresa and myself and the whole gang for good old-fashioned service at 3450 Remembrance Road. Make sure you visit SobeyMeats.com for our specials, and thank you for your support.
So when you're feeling hungry and you want something to eat, make yourself a list and head on down to Sobey Meats. And if you're really satisfied, there's one way we can tell. When you leave the store, make sure you ring our bell.
Barbecue Bob for Garrett's Appliance. Lots of folks are remodeling, and if you are, you owe it to yourself to go to Garrett's Appliance. They made my kitchen the perfect example of elegant and functional. Visit either location, 29th Street in Kentwood or 28th Street in Wyoming. Garrett's Appliance also has a super lineup of patio kitchen equipment, and you can count on their design team for a perfect outdoor grilling area. Visit Garrett'sAppliances.com. That's Garrett'sAppliances.com.
And now, back to the Grillin' Guys show.
With the Grillin' Guys coming at you like a pit bull. We smoke butt, and it's a mittful. Shooting sauce on ribs is what men do. We like meat and no tofu. With me and Chop, it never gets dull. My grill's so big, it's like a ship's hull.
Oh, welcome back. You listen to Grilling Guys. Sometimes the best part of the show's not on the air.
Yeah.
But
Because then we can tell you how we really think.
Right. I feel. I guess you guys probably benefit from that. Really, I don't feel sorry for you.
And that was a question I wanted folks to ask them, their neighbors, their buddies, us, whatever, social media, on the grill, in the smoker. How do you like to do it? In the oven?
A pizza, you mean?
In the oven, yeah. Well, how do you do? I know you've got a pizza oven, but most of us don't. And honestly, I try and kind of stay away from pizza, so I'm not going to. I wouldn't mind having one just for another piece on my
I think
arsenal, but I'm trying to shy away from the doughy, bready things in my quest for a slender body.
Yeah. So you missed one. There's on the grill, in the smoker, in the oven, or on the phone. A lot of people just order them on the phone and have them delivered.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's a Conrad move right there, man.
There you go.
How do you get your pizza on the phone? Yeah.
What's your wife's favorite place again?
Do
they deliver?
Likes Clover Bar.
Do they deliver?
Nope. When she wants it, I deliver.
You're the boy.
Yeah.
You've been delivering for years.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, now you got a nice new set of wheels, so it's fun to go for pizza.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Enough poppycock.
Right.
On the grill, we talked about a stone. Is there another way to do a pizza on a grill if you don't? Let's say you're one of the less fortunates and you don't have a pizza stone.
Right.
Go get one, for crying out loud.
Right, they're less than $10
I know.
at a lot of stores, so you should have one. But you don't need to treat your stone with any oil or anything. You could if you wanted to, but the key is to get the stone hot and then put the pizza on it with a little bit of what I would call marbles underneath it because you don't want the dough to stick. So that could be corn meal. It could be a little flour, anything to make it so it doesn't
if you're making
stick.
your crust, and if you're like I will roll my crust out in flour.
Yeah.
So my bottom's already got flour all over it. I don't normally put the cornmeal down.
Right. It just depends if you
because it always ends up really brown.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know if I've ever cooked a pizza in a smoker, but I suppose you could. Can you get it hot enough that it cook the dough?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it depends on what smoker you've got. But
right.
Like my Gen 7 that's on the back deck, that one Tukes and I built, that'll get righteously hot.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah.
Not in the winter. I can only get it up to about 400 in the winter.
Yeah. Well,
which would still do a pizza. Which would
yeah.
still do a pizza.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I can't get pizza oven type heat from it.
Right.
And yeah.
So you know,
maybe I'll have to build one out of masonry out by the pool.
Well,
that's another project.
Yeah, you could spend several $1,000s on that, or you could just go buy one.
I've got a big pile of rocks.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's all you need. Hey, you want to build a pizza oven? Get a pile of rocks. that'll just whip one right up in the backyard.
Kind of how it starts.
MacGyver.
Kind of how it starts, Joppy.
I understand.
Mr. Sarcasm.
Well,
Jeez,
I mean,
sorry for suggesting I have any masonry skills.
I'm thinking that pile of rocks do not equal.
All right, focus, boys.
Right.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Well, this is what we talk about. This is how. See, now you just got a little bite of what was going.
John. I mean,
right? You got a bite
what's
of what
your
was
name,
going
Conrad?
on after
Yes, sir.
after
the new improved skinny version of our producer. Yeah. In the smoker, I'm saying, I guess when I say smoker, I think a lot of people might have Kamados.
Yeah.
And that's an absolutely perfect
big green
item,
egg or
perfect
whatever you
item.
call it.
Yeah, Primo is
Primos.
the perfect thing. Weber
Certainly
makes
could
the
make one in
Summit
there.
XL. There's plenty. Actually, we're bypassing the most popular smoker in the world, and that's a Weber kettle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great tool. If you've just got the basic Weber kettle, does absolutely fine job for pizza. Use lump charcoal and get that baby cranking and get a pizza stone. Now you've got really a Kamado.
Yeah.
For $199.
Yep. And the Kamados, most of them have a divider plate between the fire and the grate.
Yeah.
That's just part of that setup, and that
they
works.
They call them offsetters very often, or offset
plate
plates
setters,
plate setters.
Yep.
Depends on which brand you're looking at, but there's a ton of them out there. So in the oven, most of us end up doing them that way in the winter. That's for sure. I have Garrett's put my kitchen in, and they hooked me up with this gorgeous oven that's Thermador, and it's got a convective mode that if you put it on convection and you set it at the highest temp, you're just like, what are those little electric convective ovens? It's just like one of those. What do they call
Only
those?
a bigger one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like those that are so popular.
Yep.
And I'll do my pizzas in that, and they're done in it still takes me, I'm going to say 15 minutes for a pizza.
Right, but it's blowing.
10.
The convection is just blowing hot air around inside. There's a fan, and it gets really hot, and it blows that hot air, and that's what crisps things up.
So this is a convection show then, isn't it?
Well, it could be.
Pretty much.
Just blowing a lot of hot air around.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So those are great ways to do it. I think the oven has got to be everybody's most common way.
100%.
But
yeah,
I guess the other thing is here's when you talk pizza with a lot of people get very particular about what they want on their pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like. There's only one thing I don't like on pizza.
What's that?
Because I lived in Hawaii, and Hawaiians don't put pineapple on their pizza. Get that in your head. And I don't know whoever came up with it, but it's a horrible combination. And I wouldn't say you should be shot, but bitch slapped at a minimum.
Hey, people love Hawaiian pizza.
There's no such thing.
I understand, but that's what they call it here.
There's no such thing.
My wife's no ingredient is green olives. She does not like green olives.
Really?
On pizza.
Oh yeah.
I love them.
I'm an olive guy, and I don't
Me
eat
too.
fish. I don't eat fish. I don't eat anchovies. I don't. No.
If they're good anchovies, they're great. Again, but a lot of people don't get the premium anchovies, and they're stinky.
Yeah.
So no, I don't need stinky fish. If you have a fine grade, yeah, that'd be awesome, but it's not so common. I guess the typical things are pepperoni and sausage. I do love the meat eaters, meat lovers, and I make those myself. With Sobe makes you turned me on to it actually.
Yep.
That Rinaldi Italian.
Yep.
That is so fantastic sausage.
It is. Yeah.
And thank you for that tip. Sobe Meats Rinaldi Italian.
It's in their freezer case, but you can go over there and they make it for Rinaldi's Pizza. So it's their version of it. And
so I went down there this week and got a bunch of brats.
Yeah.
Because we did brats at the pool with all the grandkids there and Emily and her family. And I got also skinless, boneless. And then I bought some fresh. I'm looking at the brats and I see this fresh Italian sausage with green pepper and onion.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's so stinking good. I think it's a new thing for them. I've never seen it there. I've never bought it. But if you want a fresh Italian sausage, that one hits it out of the park. And I'm likely to go back and pick up a bunch more because I think it's my new favorite.
Yeah, man. Good. Well, that's the thing is this time of year, you got to have stuff just around. People drop in.
Yeah.
You know, the pool brings the seagulls in, and people like to watch seagulls, so then they want to come and eat.
And what they'll do for you there at Sobe Meats is when I order anyway, I get quite a bit, right? So they'll say fresh or freezer.
Right.
And I'll say freezer paper, please. And they'll put it in freezer paper, and then it'll be labeled. You don't have to do a thing.
Right.
And if you stash a bunch of that stuff in the freezer, you're good to go.
Right.
Somebody's going to drop in on you. You don't get caught with your pants down unless you want to.
Right. Well, then you pull them up and jump in the pool. Right. But anyway, did we beat the oven, grill, and smoker to death?
No, I want to talk about toppings more.
All right. So coming up next, our board of director TGuid. I don't know what he's going to talk about, but it's always good to have TGuid on the show.
He's going to blow your mind.
All right.
This is going to be the coolest pizza you've never made.
All right. Well, you're listening to Grilling Guys. Buckle up because you're prepared to get your mind blown away by TGuid. We'll be back.
Fenn Valley Vineyards, located on the shores of Lake Michigan in Fennville, Michigan, 45 minutes south of Grand Rapids. It's one of the most beautiful, most picturesque vineyards in North America. This family's been making wine for over 40 years. You have to bring your friends and family to the tasting room and experience pure Michigan wine. Fenn Valley Vineyards.
Welcome back. You listen to Grilling Guys on the Grilling Guys Talk Network. We just beat the hell out of a pizza. Sorry you had to listen to that, but I think we're going to get it. We're taking a turn for the better, Bob. We got one of our board of directors on the line.
Yeah, this gentleman is no stranger to the show, and when you hear this pizza idea, it'll make the show worthwhile because so far I don't know that we have. TGuid, welcome to the show, brother.
Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
Well, your voice sounds as strained as Jop's.
Yeah, man. I've got the crud, but I'm getting over it.
Crud butt. So TGuid, you and I were talking the other day about Cajun pizza, and I'm always hungry these days. And when you got done describing how you're going to build that thing, I mean, I could literally taste it. I wanted one so bad. So let's break down what the dough gods have in Louisiana.
Well, we have a lot of great pizza places around here in Acadiana, and they've taken the traditional Italian version and they've spun it to their Cajun ways, and one of the favorite ones that we get from one of the local shops is called the Cajun Executioner. And what you'll get on it, you can do different types of sauces. You can do a pesto, the marinara, or you can do an Alfredo sauce. But the proteins are, normally traditionally shrimp. You could do crawfish, sliced andouille sausage, which gives it a little bit of pep and a little bit of body, and of course all the different cheeses and onions and vegetables of your liking. But when you bite into it, man, there's something electric. And they dust it with like a little Cajun seasoning on top, and they bake that thing well that everything just marries up together. All that cheese melts and it's ooey gooey, and
maybe a little swamp dust on top.
Yeah, swamp dust or a little extra Cajun, whatever you got.
Yeah. Ooh.
Forgot.
Yeah. So do these pizzas, do they got a little heat to them, every one of them, or can you order them any way you like it?
Yeah, no, depends on your flavor. Like I said, the Cajun Executioner, they'll put sliced jalapenos, so that kind of jacks up the heat a little bit.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, you can put a little bit of the Cajun seasoning, which gives it that little bit of a, boil flavor to the pizza, which is actually it may not sound.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And
it really is.
And they're doing a white sauce sometimes, maybe?
You can do a white Alfredo sauce, you can do a pesto sauce, or you can do a marinara sauce. I like the marinara myself.
But I think the white would be kind of cool, too, especially if you got Big Bob Gibson's white. You could try that. Hey, we're creating now.
Well, and I tell you, there's another one that they do called the Marie Laveau, a little Cajun name there. But it is basically Alfredo sauce is the base, the cheese, the vegetables, but instead of the shrimp and jalapenos, they'll put lump crab meat, and it's just loaded with white, blue point crab meat, and it is absolutely delicious.
Marie Laveau.
Marie Laveau.
Laveau. Okay.
Laveau.
It just sounds saucy.
It is a little saucy, just like my Aunt Laveau. Yes.
Finger licking good.
Right.
So that pizza sounds absolutely fantastic, but you could do that even if you're a northern whatever you want to call us, Nanook up here. We could do something like that. I think you could have to use shrimp. You might have a tough time getting prawns up here, but that's okay. Most people are afraid of prawns anyway.
Yeah, they're a little bit bigger and tougher, but you can pretty much get shrimp at any of your major seafood restaurants. I mean, they'll flash freeze it, and they'll of course come frozen, and you can get them in different sizes. I find the little small cocktail shrimp that are pre-cooked and pre-shelled. Once you thaw them out, they're the best bite because they're very small and tender. You can pile them on that pizza and just really love up on it.
Cool.
That's good. That's good.
Gosh.
So is this boil season, or is that in the spring? Are we beyond doing the boils this time of year, or are they prevalent?
Yeah,
right
well,
now?
the crawfish season's pretty much coming to an end. That you can still get them, but the shells are really, really hard to peel. So the shrimp and the oysters are still in season right now, and crabs are like plentiful.
What
so
crab would
they'll
you
be
throw
good all through the summer.
What crab would you throw in a boil?
The blue point.
Blue point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I even got a shirt. That's all blue point, baby.
And you pretty much eat the whole thing, don't you? Isn't that the one with the really soft
well,
shell?
you boil it, you don't eat the shells, but unless it's a soft shell crab, then you eat the whole dang
That's
thing.
the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when they molt, we normally traditionally fry them, and there's nothing. Best way to eat that is you fry them and then you eat them in a po' boy, with a little bit of lettuce or cabbage and mayonnaise and tartar sauce and tomatoes, and just throw that down.
Yeah, and crabs scare people. I think unnecessarily.
Up here they do. Up here they do. Of course, we don't have.
Thinking of my college roommate, but anyway, we don't have a lot of fresh crabs. At least the edible types. So, what other kind of Cajun stuff can you do on a pizza?
Well, like I said, the crawfish tails make a beautiful pizza as well. We're known for boiling crawfish, and that's great. But you can buy them like pre-shelled in like little 1 pound packages, and you can thaw it out. We use that in crawfish etouffees, stews, whatever. But
are they shelled?
Yeah, pre-shelled. It's just the tails with a little bit of the fat in the bag with
My
it.
son-in-law buys those. They come up frozen from somewhere around you. Yeah.
Yep.
That'd
You got to
be a
be
good way to
careful
do-
though.
Why?
Because they got the certified Cajun ones, which are certified to come from Louisiana, and then you got some called Boudreaux's crawfish tails, and they're a product of China. I don't know many Boudreaux's that moved to China, but they're pretty clever in trying to trick people. It's normally half the price of Louisiana crawfish. And it's for a reason, because Louisiana crawfish are much more delicious. So, make sure you look for that certified Cajun stamp on the bag.
I don't think there's any food you should be buying from China.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying there's a difference. I've tried them in a pinch when I couldn't get my hands on it, and there's definitely a difference. And look for that certified Cajun stamp, knowing that you're buying something that came from the United States and geographically from the place that we grow. We born them things.
Right.
Wow, that's some great information. I would have never guessed that, especially something like a crawfish could be coming from Shanghai.
Yeah. Not to give. There's a major retail store that's all around the country. I'm not going to give a name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But you go in their frozen section where you see the seafood, you'll see a pack of them that's called Boudreaux's crawfish tails for like $6.99 a pound.
Is it a club or a co?
It's a mart.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
a mart.
I don't know who that would be.
Right.
I don't know. But anyway,
you were going to
right
put new
next to
walls
it,
in
you'll
your
see-
cabin, weren't you, up north?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'll see another one
Oh,
right next to
really?
it, and it's like
Oh.
like $12.99 a pound.
Well, that's the same
So-
thing as Sam's Club. Yeah, they have five. Yeah, they're big China people. Well, listen, TGuid, thanks for your great tips. You're keeping us all healthy and hungry, and just know that we love you, brother.
Hey, I love y'all more, brother. And I tell you what, keep up the good work, and we'll see you soon. Hey.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
There he is, TGuid, the one and only, man. What a guy. He's been part of this show since we started. And he just, anytime we ring him up, he's just full of great ideas. He's a big Cajun foodie. I mean, that guy knows what he's doing. And
foodie.
I tried to make some of that mock shoe, and I winged it from my mind rather than going to the recipe, and it didn't work. It didn't work.
Well, I just want to remind everybody to check out thegrillandguys.com.
Right.
We're at an end of this totally squirrel-ridden show, but no offense, Conrad. He gets a little triggered when we talk about squirrel, but
he's in the dry heave.
We want you to go to thegrillandguys.com and go to the right side of our website. Check out all those different monikers there, and there's our sponsors with links to their sale page. Heavens, there's just anything for the grill you'd want there, and make sure you click on and service those people because they keep us on the air. And
all right, we appreciate you tuning in each and every week. Get out in your backyard, fire up a grill or smoker, create some grill envy in your neighborhood, and we'll talk with you next week.
Hooah.
With the grilling guys coming at you like a pit bull. We smoke butt, and it's a mittful. Backyard masters, barbecue blasters. Nobody smokes a T-bone faster. So when you see the grilling guy rig, hit the brakes, it's gonna be big. Stick around and put down the rake. Fire up your grill, there's no need to bake. You bring the party, we'll bring the smoke. You're gonna eat so much you might choke. So here's how it goes, and everyone knows. You're gonna listen to the Grilling Guy Show.